Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So on my Instagram a couple of days ago, I posted a little video of my wedding, and I said basically I've had so many direct messages just asking various questions about my wedding, which was 2 weeks ago, and I've tried to get back to so many of you, but I thought I'll just do a bit of a Q&A video. PS guys, how cute is this little pillow? It says Mr. and Mrs. Crouch. That's my new last name. Tim's parents got it for us, which is super cute of them. Did anything not go to plan on the day, and is there anything you wish you had done differently? So this question was asked so much, and I did actually have a discussion with Tim about this, and honestly everything went to plan on the day, and there's honestly nothing I would have done differently. Like, it was just such a perfect day, and we had such an amazing time with our friends and family that there's just no way that I would ever do anything differently at all. What were your wedding song? The song that I walked down to the aisle to, you probably know it, it's by Amy Shark, Adore, but we had a professional guitarist, so he sang it acoustic, and it was so beautiful. It's actually, Tim found an acoustic version on YouTube by Bubsy someone, and he's like, oh my god, this is the song. And it was really cute because Tim chose it, and he's like, this is the song I want you to walk down the aisle too. So I really liked that song also. Our professional acoustic guy played all our favorite songs in acoustic, so it was really beautiful. A couple more while we're cutting the cake was that Chateau by Angus and Julia Stone. There was a couple by Jack Johnson, and our first dance was Photographs by Ed Sheeran, and me and Tim have always had like a connection to that song. There's a couple of questions in this one from Mary. So what made you decide to get married in Mullaney? How many guests did you end up inviting? Did Tim help you with the wedding plans? Did you guys have a budget, and did you spend less or go over the budget? There were so many questions in regards to the budget, so I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys and go into that like a little bit later, but we did have a budget. It was $35,000 and we went way over. So that's that. Did Tim help with the plans? Honestly, I'm like a bit of a control freak, so I kind of controlled the whole thing and like asked him questions when I needed it, but honestly it was more me doing it. But in saying that, it's because I wanted to do that. So we invited, I think it was 94 guests, and we end up having 83 come. I love the hinterland, so for me it was just like, of course I'm getting married in the hinterland greenery. We were thinking about Byron Bay, but Tim actually didn't like any of the places there, and so we went to Mullaney, and there was this weekend, like it was called a showcase weekend with all the vendors open in Mullaney. And so the place where we got married, Mullaney Manor, it was actually the first place we went into, and we went through, and me and Tim both looked at each other and we're both like, this is the place. Like, and we so we only checked out one venue, and we were just like, no, this is the place, we don't need to see any more. And yeah, we were just like so certain. What was your meal at the wedding? Did you have everyone's approval if they will eat it, or was it a variety of meals for them to choose from? So on our wedding website, I asked like, are you attending, yes or no? Do you have any dietary requirements? Because a lot of my friends are like gluten-free, dairy-free. I actually have Muslim cousins, and I just put that on my seating chart, and Mullaney Manor fully took care of it. They were really good with that. In regard to meal choice, we just had like the alternative drop, so I chose the menu, and honestly I just chose. When did you start planning? How long did the planning take? We booked in Mullaney Manor a good year before, and we had to because the place where we got married, they book up very fast. We were a good year before, and honestly that was so much time. Like, I did not feel that stress planning the wedding. Like, everything was like really cruisy. I have an etiquette question. My partner and I are having a longer engagement similar to you and Tim. Is it rude to ask for cash gifts at both the engagement party and the wedding? Honestly, I don't think it is. Our engagement was around 3 years, so it was a long engagement, but at our engagement reception party. We didn't ask for gifts, but we had like a wishing well, so you could give like a gift or a card if you wanted. So we didn't kind of mention it, but for our wedding, because me and Tim have lived together for a long time, we've got all our house stuff. On our wedding website, we just had this like really cute poem. You basically just said, you know, basically we have all our stuff. If you do want to give us a gift or something like that, we will have a wishing well. Just be like really nice about it. I'd really like to know, and I'm sorry if this is too personal, did you both save your money for the wedding or get a loan, and what made you choose the Maldives instead of Fiji or something similar? Me and Tim, because we were engaged for a good 3 years before our wedding, we didn't get a loan. We just like saved up. Me and Tim are really good at saving, especially when we have a goal. In regards to the Maldives, we were tossing up between the Maldives and Bora Bora because we really wanted like that overwater bungalow experience, and the sort of feedback we got was Bora Bora was more expensive, it's longer to travel, so that's why we picked the Maldives. What did you get Tim for a wedding gift, and what did he get you? I don't know what to get my partner, and I'm worried he won't like it. The general sort of thing is like you wear what gift they give you. I feel really bad because I got Tim like a $300 watch. It's a really nice watch. Like I got him like a Hugo Boss watch that matched his suit, but I feel really bad because he got me a Cartier love ring, like a diamond Cartier love ring, which is just outrageous. And it's so funny because this is what Tim is like. Literally like a couple of years ago, I was on Pinterest and the Cartier rings came up and I was like, oh, for my wedding band, like I want a Cartier. He's like, yeah, but how much are they? And I told him, and we had a laugh because me and Tim aren't those sorts of people at all. So when he got me that, I was just like, oh my God. So that was extremely cute. Usually you just get your partner like something they can wear in the day. So for boys, like a watch or like, you know, those little cufflinks. And then for the girl, it's usually just some piece of like jewelry. Hey Georgie, I'm looking at budgets for wedding and I'm so lost in terms of what is a good amount to set aside for one. Was there hidden costs and places you didn't account for, and did you under budget or over budget? A financial breakdown of everything would honestly be so helpful. So I actually thought about this because I didn't know if I should like tell you guys in regards to like prices and stuff, but honestly it's my YouTube. I vowed to be completely honest and transparent with you guys, so I'm happy to spill the beans. And I actually had to add this up because I didn't know. So our budget was $35,000 and I think it came up to $48,000. So extremely over budget, and that's not including my wedding band, like the present or our honeymoon or anything like that. That is like strictly the wedding. It is a lot of money. We're lucky in regards to we were engaged for a good 3 years before our wedding, so we had a lot of time to save up. So we had that money sitting there and we were really happy to spend it because, like I've said so many times, it was the best day of our lives. Like it was just so good and so beautiful and so worth it. Also being completely transparent, so if you guys didn't know, so I have an Instagram account with like 211,000 followers. I do get sponsorships and stuff like that from that. And basically what happened, I completely chose all like my wedding venue and all my vendors organically, but when they sort of found out who I was, there was a couple of them who wanted to collaborate, and I was like, oh my God, yes, dream come true. So I did work it out also, and I did save around $5,000 through collaborations through Instagram, which is like extremely lucky, and I'm so extremely grateful for that. But like I said, I didn't pick vendors based on them saying they would give me free services or anything like that. I picked all my vendors first organically, mostly because it's what Mulaney recommended, and then it was just lucky that a couple of them wanted to collaborate. So in reality, it would have been like maybe 53. So extremely a lot of money. Well, personally, I think that's a lot of money because my family doesn't come from money, or Tim's family doesn't, or anything like that. In regards to like budget and spending, I would suggest cut things like the ceremony and the garden. Like, so we had a ceremony, garden party, and then reception. A couple of things in the ceremony and garden party which I paid top dollar for. I kind of thought after, I was like, oh look, I probably didn't need to do that, but I guess it's just all up to what you want. All my 3 older brothers are married and they had like a lot cheaper weddings, like, and they were beautiful, so you can do it so much cheaper. Money, I think you go search like sort of the vendor, the venue and that sort of thing, get pricing and source that out first because that's generally your biggest cost. There's other things you can do. So we had like a full sit down dinner and that's what amped up our cost because it was like so much money per head. So you might not have a sit down, and I've seen people do like grazing boards and like different stuff like that. So there's like so many options and you can do it like so much cheaper and to your budget. Also, you can do it so much more extravagant. Like our wedding was so beautiful and I loved every detail about it, but it wasn't even that extravagant, and like that's how much it cost. So you could like blow, like I felt really bad for going like, you know, 10 grand over our budget, but it was so easy. And honestly, like you can just blow money at a wedding, and I think you sort of just get caught up. So you're like, oh, of course I need this, and of course I need this, like I've seen this on Pinterest. A really big tip actually is get vendors who know each other. On the day, I think my day went so to plan and so well is because Mullaney Manor, they like the venue, sorry, I keep saying that, they recommend like a flower person, a stylist person, listened to them and went with all their recommendations because they kind of explain it. They're like, we work with these people every single weekend. If you bring in someone who we don't really work with, like that's when mistakes can happen. So that's why they suggest that, and that was the best thing ever because they all knew each other. And I think that's another thing with the money. So I probably could have gone with cheaper vendors. I honestly never really looked because I was just like, that's what I'm doing. But in saying that, you run the risk of, you know, there being a mistake or something happening. Also, it was quite expensive because I didn't do anything myself. So you know how you can make decorations, you can make certain things. I honestly was like just too stressed with work and everything else I was doing. I just like sort of paid for everyone else to do everything, and that's what I personally needed to like get through. If you had one single big piece of advice for your wedding day, what would it be? So I love this question. Me and Tim spoke about this. Leading up to the wedding, we actually went to another wedding and some things didn't go to plan with the wedding. You just sort of saw that it really affected like the bride. They had to change and the weather, and it was devastating. And that really got to me because I kind of thought, you know, like we're spending a lot of money, all my family's coming down, like I literally just want everyone to have the best time and I want to enjoy my wedding day. Like that was just the main thing. Me and Tim were both like, we want to have the best day ever. That was our main goal with everything. We went into it, and like I said, I'm naturally a high stress person who gets anxiety. I'm a control freak, but going into it, I kind of said on the day, I've done all I can, I've planned all I can, I'm just gonna enjoy it. Whatever happens, happens. If there's a change of plans, if something happens, just embrace it and just enjoy it. During our ceremony, it was actually raining, and I honestly like didn't even notice, didn't even care. And then as soon as like our ceremony stopped, it like stopped, which was perfect for our photos. Don't let the little things get to you, and just enjoy the day. Just relax and really enjoy the day. Like have a couple of drinks, something that me and Tim did. So like kind of middle of the night, just like sort of stood back and took it in. All our friends and family sitting there, eating, drinking, celebrating us. And it's just like the most magical, it's honestly, if you go like mentally into it right, it is the most magical and best day. So just make sure you enjoy it, make sure you soak everything up, and just don't get worried about the little thing. That's definitely, like me and Tim spoke about it, our best piece of advice. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I feel like I've been ranting for a long time. Also, so my wedding video should be coming in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited for the wedding. wedding video, and sorry my throat's like a bit, I think I'm getting a bit sick. Wolf has been sleeping beside me this whole time. He got a haircut and look how cute he looks. Look at the camera. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video.